Phew, that's the last one. No wonder you're tired. You've planted a lot of trees.
What is the word name of this number? Click on the word name, then click OK. That's right. The word name of this number is 2024.
Good work. You planted a total of 2,024 trees. 973 of these trees are birch trees, and the rest are elm trees. But how many elm trees did you plant? Hey, come back. You don't have to count them one by one. We know that the total number of trees planted is 2,024, and that 973 of these are birch trees. So, if we compare these numbers, we can find out how many elm trees you planted. Yeah, a bar graph can help us. Let's start by showing the total number of trees.
Click on this number. This bar shows the total number of trees you planted.
Okay, of the total number of trees, we know that 973 are birch trees. Now, since the forest is made up of birch trees and elm trees, the difference between the total number of trees and the number of birch trees is the number of elm trees.
How would you find the number of elm trees planted? Drag signs here and here, then click OK. That's right. To find the number of elm trees planted, you can subtract.
To find the difference between 2024 and 973, we can subtract 973 from 2024. Let's estimate this difference to see about how many elm trees there are. Looking at the graph, we can see that the total number of trees is about 2,000, and the number of birch trees is about 1,000. So, we can estimate that the number of elm trees is the difference between 2,000 and 1,000.
What is the difference between 2,000 and 1,000? Drag a number here, then click OK. That's it. The difference between 2,000 and 1,000 is 1,000.
2,000 minus 1,000 equals 1,000. So the number of elm trees is about 1,000. Right. Now, let's subtract these numbers to find exactly how many elm trees you planted. To help us subtract, we can line up the digits in the like places of these numbers.
Drag the numbers into the correct positions to subtract. When you're done, click OK. That's right. This number goes here, and this number goes here.
2,024 is the number we are subtracting from, so it goes here. 973 is the number we are subtracting. So it goes here. Let's look at the digits in each place. In the ones place, 4 is greater than 3. But in the tens place, 2 is less than 7. So we're going to have to regroup by looking at the hundreds place. Wait a minute. There are 0 hundreds in this number. So we'll have to regroup from the thousands place. Good idea. Blocks can help us regroup. Let's show the number we are subtracting from.
Drag blocks to show the number 2024. When you're done, click OK. That's right. These blocks show 2024.
Now, let's regroup. We can start with the 2 in the thousands place. Since 2 thousands is equal to 1,000 and 10 hundreds, we can regroup one of these thousands as 10 hundreds.
Click on this thousand.
Now we have 1,000, 10 hundreds, 2 tens, and 4 ones. Let's show this regrouping here.
Click on the 2 in the thousands place. We can rewrite this 2 as 1 plus 1.
1,000 is 10 hundreds. So we can regroup this 1 in the thousands place as a 10 in the hundreds place. 10 plus 0 is 10. Now, to subtract in the tens place, we need to regroup 100 as 10 tens.
Click on this 100.
Now we have 1,000, 9 hundreds, 12 tens, and 4 ones. Looking at the hundreds place here, we can rewrite the 10 in the hundreds place as 9 plus 1. 100 is 10 tens. So we can regroup this 1 in the hundreds place as a 10 in the tens place. 10 plus 2 equals 12 in the tens place. Now we can subtract.
Can you subtract to find the difference between these numbers? Drag a digit into each place, and when you're done, click OK. That's right. This is the correct difference.
4 minus 3 is 1. 12 minus 7 is 5. 9 minus 9 is 0. And 1 minus 0 is 1. So the difference between 2024 and 973 is 1,051. You planted 1,051 elm trees. This is pretty close to our estimate, 1,000. So it looks like our answer is correct. But let's check this difference just to be sure.
Which number sentence can you use to check this subtraction? Click on a number sentence, then click OK. That's it. You can use this number sentence.
If the number of elm trees is 1,051, Then 1051 plus 973, the number of birch trees, should equal 2024, the total number of trees.
What is the sum of these numbers? Drag a number here, then click OK. That's right. The sum of these numbers is 2024.
In the ones place, 1 plus 3 is 4. And in the tens place, 5 plus 7 is 12. 12 can be rewritten as 10 plus 2. And since 10 tens is 100, we can leave the 2 here and write a 1 here in the hundreds place. In the hundreds place, 1 plus 0 plus 9 equals 10, which we can regroup as 1,000 and 0 hundreds. 1 plus 1 is 2. 2024. So the number of elm trees plus the number of birch trees does equal the total number of trees. We subtracted correctly. You planted 1,051 elm trees.
Well done! You've completed this lesson. Click here to go to the practice area, or click here to return to the menu.
1,967 bottles were recycled in this side of the recycling machine, and 983 cans were recycled in this side of the machine. 1,967 is close to 2,000, and 983 is close to 1,000. So we can estimate the difference between these numbers.
About what is the difference between these numbers? Click on a number, then click OK. That's right. The difference between these numbers is about 1,000.
1,967 is close to 2,000, and 983 is close to 1,000. The difference between 2,000 and 1,000 is 1,000. So the difference between these numbers is about 1,000.
Can you complete this subtraction? Drag numbers here, here, and here, then click OK. That's right. The completed subtraction looks like this.
To complete this subtraction, you can start by looking at the tens place. 3 is less than 7. So we need to regroup from the hundreds place. In the hundreds place, 2 is less than 4. So to subtract, we need to regroup from the thousands place. To help us regroup, we can use blocks to show the number we're subtracting from, 3,236. 1,000 can be regrouped as 10 hundreds, giving us 12 hundreds, and 100 can be regrouped as 10 tens, giving us 13 tens. Regrouping these numbers in the same way, we can now subtract in each place. 13 tens minus 7 tens is 6 tens. And in the hundreds place, 11 minus 4 is 7. 2 thousands minus 0 thousands is 2 thousands. So the difference between 3,236 and 472 is 2,764. $3,476 points were scored on this pinball machine, and 742 points were scored on this pinball machine.
What is the difference between these numbers? Drag the number here, then click OK. That's not the difference between these numbers. Try again. That's right. The difference between these numbers is 2,734.
To subtract these numbers, we can start by lining up the digits in each place. In the ones place, 6 minus 2 is 4. And in the tens place, 7 minus 4 is 3. In the hundreds place, 4 is less than 7. So, to subtract, we have to regroup from the thousands place. 3 thousands can be rewritten as 2 thousands plus 1,000. And 1,000 can be regrouped as 10 hundreds. 10 plus 4 is 14. And 14 hundreds minus 7 hundreds is 7 hundreds. In the thousands place, 2 minus 0 is 2. So the difference between 3,476 and 742 is 2,734. The height of this building in feet is 1,339. And the height of this building in feet is 288.
What is the difference in feet between these numbers? Drag the number here, then click OK. That's not the difference in feet between these numbers. Try again. That's right. The difference in feet between these numbers is 1,051.
To find the difference between these numbers, we can start by lining up the digits in each place. In the ones place, 9 minus 8 is 1. In the tens place, 3 is less than 8. So, to subtract, we need to regroup from the hundreds place. 3 hundreds can be rewritten as 2 hundreds plus 100. And 100 can be regrouped as 10 tens. 10 plus 3 equals 13. And 13 minus 8 is 5. 2 hundreds minus 2 hundreds is 0 hundreds. And 1,000 minus 0 thousands is 1,000. So, the difference in feet between 1,339 and 288 is 1,051.
Good work! You've completed these practice questions. click here to go to the workout, or click here to return to the menu.
The band is almost ready. The show will be starting soon. I wonder how many tickets were sold for this show. Well, a total of 3,025 tickets were on sale, and there are only 330 tickets left. So, to find the number of tickets that were sold, you'll need to subtract.
Which subtraction would you use to find how many tickets were sold? Click on your answer, then click OK. That's right. You use this subtraction.
To make it easier to subtract these numbers, you can line up the digits in the thousands, hundreds, tens, and ones places. But which number goes here, and which number goes here?
Can you drag the numbers into the correct positions to subtract? When you're done, click OK. That's right. The numbers go in these positions.
You are subtracting the number of tickets that are left from the total number of tickets. So, 3,025 goes here, and 330 goes here. Okay, now let's subtract.
What answer do you get when you subtract these numbers? Drag a number here, and when you're done, click OK. That's right. When you subtract, you get 2,695.
So, the number of tickets sold is 2,695. You need to subtract these numbers. In the ones place, 0 is less than 5. So you can subtract 0 from 5 to get 5. But in the tens place, 3 is greater than 2. So you'll have to regroup from the hundreds place. But in the hundreds place, there are 0 hundreds. So you'll have to regroup from the thousands place. 3 thousands can be rewritten as 2 thousands plus 1,000.
How many hundreds are in 1,000? Drag your answer here, and when you're done, click OK. That's right. There are 10 hundreds in 1,000.
So you can regroup 1,000 as 10 hundreds. In the same way, you can regroup this 1,000 as 10 hundreds, and add 10 hundreds to 0 hundreds to get 10 hundreds here. Now, to subtract in the tens place, you need to regroup one of these hundreds. 10 hundreds can be rewritten as 9 hundreds plus 100.
How many tens are in 100? Drag your answer here, and when you're done, click OK. That's right. There are 10 tens in 100.
So you can regroup 100 as 10 tens. In the same way, you can regroup this 100 as 10 tens and add 10 tens to 2 tens to get 12 tens here. And since 12 is greater than 3, you can now subtract.
Can you complete this subtraction? Drag a number to each of these places, and when you're done, click OK. That's right. You complete the subtraction like this.
So the difference between these numbers is 2,695. This means that the number of tickets sold is 2,695. Let's check that this difference is correct.
Which addition can you use to check the difference? Click on your answer, and when you're done, click OK. That's it. This is the correct addition.
You can check that the difference is correct by adding the number of tickets that were sold, 2,695, to the number of tickets that were left, 330. When you add these numbers, you should get the total number of tickets, 3,025. Before you add, let's arrange the numbers like this. Starting with the ones, 5 plus 0 is 5. 9 tens plus 3 tens is 12 tens. 12 can be rewritten as 10 plus 2. And since 10 tens is 100, you can leave the 2 here and write a 1 here in the hundreds place. 100 plus 6 hundreds plus 3 hundreds is 10 hundreds.
Click on the 10 in the hundreds place. You can regroup 10 hundreds as 1,000 and 0 hundreds.
And in the thousands place, 1 plus 2 is 3. 3,025 is the total number of tickets. So this difference is correct. 2,695 tickets were sold. Hurry! You'd better take your seat. The show is about to begin.
Congratulations! You've completed this unit. Click here to go to the next lesson, or click here to return to the menu.